All right, we're live. Just waiting for the link to load up.
We are.
YouTube. All right.
Should be a good show, man. Looking forward to this one, you know?
Yes, sir. Just waiting for the link to load up.
Yep. Right here is good.
Hold on, let me mute this. Man. There we go.
All good to go.
All right, so now I'm just going to share my screen. Play this a little bit more. Links are posted. Quick moment.
Now, are we talking about both trends, I guess?
You mean?
Like male and female, I meant to say.
Yeah, we talked a little female, but a majority of mine were like, I mean, I guess they're kind of versatile.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure, you know, like he'll be versatile with it and he'll talk about a little bit of everything. But me and you can talk about like what we know and some of our, as far as like our personal, a few of our personal ones, you know, obviously, you know, male ones. So yeah, sounds good then.
Right.
Not bad, not bad. I do got to get something downstairs, but I'll wait a few minutes until we're to the show. I'll probably sneak in and out. Or I'll just do the view. You can't see the screen for a few minutes, but of seconds rather. There we go.
What's going on, Locked In Nation? Good evening and welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, your home for personal development tips, sports news, music, and much more. This week, the podcast will feature episode 28. In this week's episode of the Locked In Podcast, we're going to be covering fashion trends for 2021 while interviewing a guest and discussing a very, very cool company in the process. More specifically, we're going to break down the top fashion trends for the remaining seasons of 2021, which include the spring, summer, and fall of 2021. We're also going to interview a great friend of mine who has extensive knowledge in the fashion industry. We're going to also talk about his company, Vision Wealth X Sense. This episode will be great for anyone interested in the realm of fashion, those who are looking to improve or reinvent their style, or just simply those looking to learn more about fashion and style. This week's episode of the Locked In Podcast, episode 28, will feature a good friend of mine by the name of Derek Bailey. Please welcome him as he is a new guest to the podcast. Derek is involved in the fashion industry with his company, Vision Wealth X Sense. They've been around since 1921. Derek has extensive knowledge when it comes to fashion, and he has a lot to offer you viewers this week. We're going to talk to Derek about some fashion trends for the remainder of 2021, and we're also going to go into in-depth discussion with Derek about Vision Wealth X Sense, including some background on the company, some upcoming launches for the company, and more. Now, Steve, met Derek at Temple University and around the fall of 2017 as we worked together on some projects at the university. Derek, I can tell you, is undoubtedly knowledgeable in the realm of fashion. Are you interested to learn more about fashion and to learn about a very cool company in the process? Then you will not want to miss this episode. Featuring, as always, Steve Ushler and George Mentai, with special guest Derek Bailey. Enjoy the show.
What is going on, Locked In Nation? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, your home for personal development tips, sports news, music, and more. You're now in tune with episode 28 of the podcast after some unforeseen circumstances that occurred last week. Unfortunately, we had to postpone this episode, but nevertheless, it's just built up the anticipation, and we're excited to get this one started. I'm your host for the evening, Steve Ushler, and joined alongside me, as always, he's the other half of the Locked In Podcast, George Mentai. What's up, George?
What's up, man? GMAC88 in the building. How's it going, bro? Back
in the building. It's going well, man. I'm excited to have this one on, man. I'm excited to get to this episode, especially with Derek. Real cool dude, real mellow dude, and he knows his stuff when it comes to this. We're gonna talk to Derek a little bit about, like as you heard in that intro, we're gonna talk to Derek a little bit about his company vision. He's been at it for a few years. He started it with 2 or 3 other friends of his. He's gonna talk about that. We're going to start off with that, and then we're going to kind of dive into this with the second half towards the end. We're going to get into some fashion trends in 2021 for the remainder, so the spring, the summer, the fall. Some real cool stuff for you guys. We're ready to hop into this tonight, so I'm not going to BS around too much. We're just going to hop right into it. Before we do hop into it, though, there are 3 things that we want you to do. Number 1, if you like our content, share our content, spread the word about our podcast. We greatly appreciate it. We're on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We have a personal website, a lot of cool stuff. And then if you're seeing this on YouTube, hit that like button if you like our video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And turn notifications on, because we do go live every Thursday or Friday, depending on the week, and you will not want to miss our content. Obviously, last week was a little bit of a change of circumstance, but, we're usually going to go live every Thursday or Friday, unless an emergency comes up. Number 2, if you like what you're seeing in this video, you want to chime in, feel free to comment down below. We appreciate your feedback as always. And number 3, last but not least, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast. It's 2021, guys. Be true and be you. So I'm going to bring Derek on now. I'm going to shoot him a message just so he knows that I'm bringing him on.
Bring him on right at the moment, man. Let's get the big man in here. So far, so good, bro. What a Thursday to be true, be you. It was actually a good day until it got a little windy. But got a lot done today. Today was a long day, though. Busy day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just going to wait for him to reply here. I just said, hey, I'm just going to admit him in. I just want him to know when I hit that button, because I see him here in the queue. I just want him to be ready. I think he told me he's going to have like a little drink with him, too.
You said what?
I think he said he's going to have like a little toasted drink.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'll wait like a minute. If he doesn't reply, then I'll hit the button. But once it says he's here, so I'll hit that button. I'm gonna bring him in, and we'll just hop into it. How's everything going tonight, my friend?
Everything's going good, bro. Like I said, I had a pretty long day, but excited to be here. Was doing a few things earlier, some research and all that. Another day, got a few things underway. It should be a good episode. I mean, I think maybe it's probably better that we waited another week than things kind of went how they went, because now we're like more, it's like, right, a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of, motivation. And it's definitely like, it feels good to be back. I'm glad to be here,
Yeah, I'm going to admit my boy in now. I hit that button.
Go ahead, hit that button. Let's get him in. Let's get the show popping, going and popping, guys. Get started. The show that never ends. You know how we do.
Yeah. Derek, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? How y'all doing, fellas?
What's up, man?
Good. I'd like to introduce you. This is my co-host here. This is George Mentai. George, this is Derek, man.
George Mentai, G-Mac. What's up, Derek? How's it going, man? Pleasure was mine, man.
Yep. All good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just kind of did like a little introduction. I just said the company that you're involved with. We just talked about like how we're just gonna kind of do it. We're gonna talk to you a little bit about vision, and then like towards the end we'll probably talk like some trends for like fashion trends for like 2021. I did like a little bit of research, so towards the end we can just kind of improvise, do whatever. But yeah, man, excited for this one. And I want to start by saying before we even hop into it, thanks a lot for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. No problem. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite.
No doubt. Good to
No
have
problem
you.
at all, man. Looking forward to this episode since this one was like postponed last week. But yeah, man, excited to hop into it.
Yes, same here. Same here.
So I guess Derek, like we can just start off, man. Tell the viewers just a little bit about yourself, man, and then tell them a little bit about Vision, man, about the company, how it got started, man, and just a little bit about it.
My name's Derek from Philadelphia, specifically the Mount Airy section. Temple grad, Temple Wild Fox student.
Sir.
And as far as Vision goes, it's a brand I started with three friends. And an apartment at 1921 Grant Street down Temple University. That's where the name Vision, often since 1921. And it kind of started with just throwing parties. Wearing popular brands. Well, not deemed popular at the time, but pretty cool to us. Brands similar to Bathe and Ape or a Comme des Garçons, a Play, is something of that nature. Ice Cream, Billionaire Boys Club, something fun like that. We would design the flyers based around these themes, and so we decided, hey, let's do our own theme. So we decided to do some hats, give away some hats as promo for the parties, and the hats turned into one thing. Hats turned to t-shirts. T-shirts turned to people coming up to you trying to get a t-shirt, and that turned into a business. So we decided to create a plan with some core values, authenticity, quality, and innovation. Just roll with it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. It's I know you were kind of talking before the podcast, man, before we went live here, but man, I just that's awesome. I always love to see like people like kind of like trying to build something for themselves, man. And that's awesome that you were able to just start that just from, like you said, just on 1921 Gray Street, man. It just started out with you just handing out some free stuff, and then people wanted to buy it. Saw your website, man. Looks like you guys had some really, really cool things kind of going on up there, man. I see you got the hoodie on too, man. That's real cool, man.
Yeah, thanks. This is a big hit. It's a Light Cannot Escape. This was real popular last season. We did a pre-sale, which was perceived really well. So we decided to go live with it, and everybody loves it. So stay tuned. It's no longer available, but we do have something fun coming soon.
For sure, man. I like it, man. It looks like a solid piece. Yeah, you guys had some real interesting pieces on there, man. Just want to tell people, I guess, like what you guys kind of like design, what you guys kind of sell.
What's that? One more time.
You want to just like tell people, I guess, like what type of clothing and like accessories stuff.
Some label. Yeah.
Like what you guys sell and like create.
It's more ready to wear garments, mainly based around printing and cut and sewing.
Cool.
Cutting and sewing to a specification, getting it to a measurement where a customer would like ourselves. And it mainly comes down to print. A lot of the things you see are a lot of elements, print elements combined into one. So whether it be direct to garment or heat transfer, silk screen, I can't give you the whole game, but
right.
Right.
Cool stuff, man. So it's like a lot involved with like graphic design and stuff like that.
Definitely. That's led by my partner, Jordan Kent. He's very sharp. He's been doing this since he was 14, 13. He's probably the best in the world.
Man, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. You guys sell anything like besides like just clothing, man? You guys sell like accessories or like bags, anything like that?
We do. We have an extra section. There's a hand muff on there right now. It works two ways. You can keep your hands warm, or you can store your personal items in there while you're traveling, but it's also stylish, very sturdy. We have a lot more things coming soon on that extras tab. So I tell you what, just stay tuned on there. And if you're not signed up, sign up at VSN 1921.com for all future email updates.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like, real quick, I want to ask you, like, as far as types of clothes, right? You guys do pretty much like all kinds of like different, like, like styles and types and like genres and all that, and both males and females, or primarily for males right now? Like, how you
It's
guys
mainly unisex. If you go to our
Unisex.
website, there's no differentiation
Gotcha.
between genders. We think the product travels travels well across both genders. So
Nice.
That's awesome, man. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
To put it, definitely a smart idea, So it's no really picks. Because if it's unisex is one thing. What if you have both, like males and females? You guys, like are distributing, selling, or especially now. I mean, with COVID and all that, you can sell things online, make a killing. So we all know that. We already spoke about that. So doing that helps. And with females, kind of like the customer base, both or unisex. That's actually a great idea, bro. I like how things go there. Oh, by the way, I also think your hoodie's dope. By the way, man, I want to say that it's a dope ass hoodie. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw you. I was like, it looks like something out of Cosmos with some nice little. Nice frills. I like it, like a little mini black diamond or something.
Something along those lines. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's a lot of grinding because it's that. I know. With we also talked this like you were saying like. A lot of people, they want instant gratification, so they'll release a lot of products very, very fast. You guys, you got kind of the opposite. Like you'll release things very slowly, but the great thing is it builds up like great anticipation, especially for people who are buyers. They can spread the word, especially if you're having like a launch. Like it just builds up a lot of anticipation, which is great. Because like we said, like a lot of people, they like to just have instant gratification, but that's not always the best approach.
Right. Just want to take your steps. Plan them out and get the product out and make sure, the product passes all tests.
For sure, man.
Sales and everything, yep.
Was like creating like a brand, was that always something that you kind of like when you were younger, was that always something you kind of thought you wanted to do?
Something along those lines. I knew it involved some sort of leadership and some sort of product. I don't know how they go together, but if you talk to my family, they would say I would draw pictures of uniforms, football uniforms. My older brother, I'm the youngest, he always tells me I would start music groups around the house and I would perform as 3 different characters. So I don't know how that transitions to this, but something about it just feels right. So
that's awesome, man. Just a little bit of creativity, man. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Seriously.
Right.
Like it's like not everybody always had like in the back of their mind, that they wanted to like be an entrepreneur, but sometimes it just kind of happens, man. You meet the right people, and it just starts as like a small idea and just builds to something bigger, man. Yeah, man, that's great, man.
Real quick, I wanted to say something real quick, if you don't mind, Steve. As far as what Derek was saying. Yeah, so like you're saying, Derek, in the beginning, you started right by the temple, right by 1921 Grand Street, like with 3 friends.
That's correct.
Right, like I kind of wondered a little. The process must have been kind of interesting though, because it must have been like obviously it was you, but also 2 of your friends, 2 of your boys. So 3 minds are better than 1, better than 2, and sharp minds think alike. But you guys must have had some similar vision to kind of like put it all together, and how you guys kind of came up with it. That sounds like pretty interesting. Like, was it like did it take off quick, or was it like it took like a few weeks, a few months to kind of get it going a little?
It was something over time. Like I said, my friend who leads the design, he was the originator. He came up with the concept. He ran a few different concepts across everyone that was at the apartment. My other partner, Russell, that's one of my best friends. He's a finance guy. And this is all based around what we were studying in school.
Right.
So he figured, if I can handle the books and, contribute there, that's his role. My other partner, Danelle, he's a good friend of mine. He's Indian. And his connections just take you places you can't even imagine. And so his role was communications. So he does a good job of providing a pipeline and keeping our connections sharp and keeping our network strong. So when you tie all those things together and everybody plays a role, you can achieve anything. So it's like a snowball effect. Jordan and I would link up and bounce ideas across each other in my mother's house in the back room. And then that just kept going and going and going. One idea turns to another, and more research and more research.
Ideas.
And I always tell people, if your research leads to more questions, then you're doing the right thing. So that's just what it's all about till this day.
That's a great mentality, man. And George, great question, by the way. Man, like, yeah, like that's awesome that you say that, man. I was listening to like an audiobook a couple months ago. It was it's called 12 Months to a Million. And the guy actually says that in a book. He's like, you know, it's flawless when people in a business, they all know their role because everybody plays a part. And you know what certain people's strengths are and what the other person's strengths are. And like you said, one guy is like doing the books, he's good financially. The other person has connections that can just open doors. One person might be a great marketer. It's just when everybody plays a solid part and like everybody knows their role and they do that to their utmost ability. It's flawless, man. You just never know where like things could take you, man. Everybody is good at something. Everybody has a strength, but when you had a core of individuals that, everybody has a certain strength and it just plays a part together, man. It's just a flawless model.
That's it. It's just like a machine. You pop the hood on the car, you watch those parts and you change and move around. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it was just funny that you said that. I was like, it just made me kind of think about that. I was like, yeah, you know what? Because there's so many people. I feel like people like if you could create a business, but if everybody thinks they got the same type of role and like you got people fighting for like certain positions, they want to do something, man. It could blow up in their face. But it's like like I said, like when you have all that moving parts and everybody knows what they're doing and everybody just performs to their highest quality, man. Flawless, man. That's awesome.
Seriously.
For sure, man. So do you have like any are there any upcoming launches coming up for the brand at all right now? Or you got anything in the pipeline maybe for like next year? Anything big, man, at the moment?
Got a lot of fun stuff coming. Seriously.
Yeah, so keep it quiet for now, I guess, right? We'll keep it behind the scenes. Cool, man. Cool.
Good, that's good. Definitely, Derek, and Ellen Capuccio on Facebook too, because I just got a new page for business actually for kind of these kind of purposes. I got 2 accounts, but I got a new one that's I'm kind of working on a little. But let me know because I could definitely get it with you a little bit and you'll do some promoting. You could definitely shout you out here. That's a given. It's easy, but even maybe tag your business a little in IG on this and help spread the word. And I got some people that, like you said, people that I'm working with, they're semi promoters for digital marketing or digital marketers, are also photographers, and they can kind of help spread the word a little. So definitely, I'll be more than happy, to kind of do some work with that. And if me and Steve can assist you and help a little, and people that like connection and plugs that we know, are definitely for it, So
yeah, no doubt. I'm always open to keeping the network expanding. So
for sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. I think that's one of the greatest things about like just having a podcast here is like we can like help not just collaborate with people, but also get their word out there, get their story out there. And YouTube's a phenomenal market because it's like YouTube, I wouldn't really say the market's saturated. It's still kind of trending upward. Obviously, over like the last 5 years, YouTube's kind of going crazy. Like it has become I wouldn't say saturated, just very, very populated. I feel like with Corona last year, man, like a lot of people were starting podcasts and stuff like that. A lot of people were kind of just home and they're like, like they can just
ring light sales had to be up.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure, man.
People were using Zoom that like never ever used Zoom before in their life. Like especially like if you work a job from home, like everybody's just using Zoom and like Microsoft Teams.
More essential. It was part of it was more in the culture. Although it was before that too, but it was a lot more like everyday basis. Whereas before that, people were using Zoom like only if they needed it, I guess. So it was like
seriously.
Yeah. Zoom is good though. Zoom helps. I mean, that's how it's funny you say this, Steve. To add on to this. This is how you kind of started. Although we had the idea before COVID and all that, that's how we started like in 2019, 2020. But we didn't go like pop off to like September, like late August. We kind of got it all started, figure out, got a few things, how to go live or this and that, some technical things. And we started our first 2 or 3 episodes were actually pre-recorded, and then we did it like that, and we came a long way. So now it's just like you said, Derek, it's like a snowball effect. It kind of gets bigger as you go and you expand it, and eventually you just like you're saying, you and your friends have been doing this for a couple of years. Your friend's good at communication, one's good at marketing, one can spread the word. Everybody has a lane. So I think that's some of the most important work. But everything's got to be like, we all got to be sort of at least, somewhat on the same page of ideas, similar. It can't be like everybody's just different because then it's good business. But some, after that, people kind of, split up, so it's good to kind of keep it all the core,
Yeah, seriously.
For sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Speaking of marketing too, I know Derek, you said like now in your day job, you kind of do, you're like kind of involved with marketing now. Does that help like just being involved in that in like a full-time role, does that like help you like gain some insight for like the business, like for like your own business, like just kind of doing things like that?
It's the whole point of being there.
Yes, sir.
Whole point of being, that's all I was looking for was just the insight, just the setting, and just an ideal example, just to show me what it's supposed to look like, so I can take and transition that energy over to my team. And that's just what I look to do with any job or profession. I just look to aim that energy back to my team and take it to the top.
Man, that's a successful mindset right there, and that's the best way to look at it. That's when my George knows him. This guy James we had on here. I was telling you a little bit about him before, Derek. He has his own company and everything like that. He worked at Louis Vuitton for like a year, maybe not even, maybe like 6 months as like a menswear style like client. But he dealt with like some supply chain stuff. He was just trying to gain like the supply chain skill for his own business. He's like, I worked at Louis Vuitton at KOP, King of Prussia Mall. And he's just like, he worked with like, actually Meek Mill came in one time and he styled Meek Mill kind of crazy.
Down. Yeah, they would do that for Meek Mill. All the celebrities get special treatment. You know how that is, especially for fashion stuff.
Yeah, Wayne Simmons from the Flyers came in. Well, he used to play for the Flyers, and he said Ben Simmons and Kendall Jenner at the time when they were going out came in, and he said it was like a flock of people. But he built a skill just through that job. And that's what he told me. He's like, like anywhere you go, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, like any job you work, anywhere you go, just try to develop skills or learn as much as you can from that position that you can bring with you to build something for yourself.
Sure. Yeah. That's what it is anything you can take with you, anything they teach you, any connections they have for you. There's all type of knowledge just sitting right there in front of your face. Just gotta know how to grab it.
Exactly. Always be learning, man. It's a phenomenal way to look at it. And I'm sure, George, you've probably been the same way, right? In positions you've worked as much as you can, you just try to learn as much as you can from the role, like
pretty much,
to see what you can take with you personally.
It's just honestly, bro, I treat everything almost like an experience almost in life. Not to sound too, on some philosophy stuff, but you learn from everything. So it's like every position, whether it's the long or not, whether I left, even if I didn't maybe like it a lot, I feel like there was some good days there. So I was able to gain some knowledge. But it comes down, it's important to stay open-minded. Like there's a saying, grasp a little bit. And if you have ideas, don't just like think about it how it's not good. Even if it seems like maybe like a not great idea, write it down and try to like think about it, how it can help, benefit you later on. And in your case, in your company, you guys, three of you guys, so it's like you bounce ideas, and that's how you get some great work. And often is when you're not thinking about it too much, when you're doing research and thinking about the right things, but you're not overloading yourself and getting yourself tired. Like you said, people talk about starting business and the thing of the plan, but they get caught up sometimes in smaller things, like not the right execution, the plan, they didn't think it through enough. Do your research, start something, and then kind of as you go, you'll get kind of better. Even when us, man, when we started the podcast, it was kind of somewhat of a gamble, but everything kind of went well after that, It takes a little, time to learn things.
Yeah. Mistakes are all part of the process.
Part of the process. I like that there. Yeah.
Mistakes, you gotta get them out. That's most important for me. If I start doing something and I'm doing something right, something must be wrong.
Exactly.
Go back to the drawing board, make some mistakes down the line.
Yeah, if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? Like it's like you got to be failing to succeed. It's just the way it is, man. I know that's cliche.
I don't feel like Go ahead.
I was saying I know that's cliche, but it's definitely true.
I don't even look at it like a mistake, man. A mistake these days is like something that to happen for you to learn to get a little better. So it's like honestly, small mistakes, right? Small like a luckster for day, lackluster day, a long day, a shitty day, small little fuck ups or whatever. You can make you better as you go. So I mean, as long as you're not messing up or getting like slacking off your sort of like your purpose, your course, So when you get up, the purpose should be that whatever it is that you do and all that. And we'll be lucky here, like we explained to Derek earlier, that we had a couple guys that do similar things. Or everybody bring here got an offer, so we talk about some interesting topics. And honestly, the truth is, I get motivated by anybody that comes here. Honestly, everybody got something. Even if I don't know them in person, if I know them, it's even better. But if I don't know them, it's like I like to hear their stories and see what they have to say.
Yeah, you're gonna have haters too. That's another key. You're definitely gonna have people that are gonna hate.
If you're not haters, you're popping.
I had a friend who's in real estate. I'm not gonna say his name, but he owns like three. He's a broker and he owns like 3 brokerages. Okay. He created his own mortgage company, and he said he's been sued multiple times, and it's just like false like because people hate on him. He's like he's never ever actually like been like sued and like lost, but he's like his motto was like if people aren't suing you, you're not working hard enough or something. because he said like people were just haters, just hating on him. But I thought that was like a funny way to put it. I mean, like I say, like if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. But like he's like, if you're not being sued, you're not trying hard enough. I thought it was kind of funny.
Right. Yeah, a little fun, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, now real quick, I want to ask you, Derek. So like without saying like too much or even giving too much away, honestly, what's like and again, this could also apply to like sometime late last year, early this year. But what's like a typical, I guess, I would say not so much of a day, like a typical like a week, for example, like a week when it gets a little more busy than others. You know, like some of the stuff that happens. I mean, and some of the stuff you do. I mean, you get a lot of emails done. Do you look at some of some of the product you guys want to put out or close? I mean, can you break that down a little?
It's more research than anything.
More research.
Believe it or not, it's more hands-on work. Working with vinyl. I'm inspecting products, getting samples in, testing them, wear tests, washing them, emails,
you name it,
manufacturers,
right?
Customer emails. That's always a thing. Then there's more research. To be honest, to be completely honest with you, it's just all research. Literally, that's what keeps everything
interesting. Almost like keeps it going, right? Almost like a never-ending process of research. Because that's what we do too, a lot of research, and you never really know it at all, bro. Even if you know a lot, dude, honestly, it's like so much more deep in whatever you know. Like for example, like us, each of us know something, and we think we're really good and knowledgeable at the thing, but there's so much more to learn. So research is really key. I think you're definitely right on that one.
Seriously, and even trying to develop strong relationships, even with your collaborators, the ones that help you develop your product. You have to keep the relationship strong. You have to develop strong relationships. You have to find people you can trust, people you can work with, people that'll get you to meet your deadlines in a timely fashion. So that's another job in itself.
Timely fashion helps.
Seriously. So that's another job in itself. So it's mainly planning and research. That's mainly what a week will consist of.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can imagine, man, especially in like the fashion industry and like graphic design, man. I can just imagine that entails like a lot of research, but the strong customer building for sure. Like you said, it's like you can't put a price on networking and keeping your customer and developing like a strong bond with your strong network, like whether it be collaborators, whether it be customers, just communication and networking are just so key.
Seriously. That's what makes the whole thing go around. You don't have that.
Right. You don't got nothing, right?
Nah, yeah, you're not gonna have much fun.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen on your IG before too. You've met with like some designers and stuff too, huh? Like some solid designers who were like already established.
Yeah, I met up with Paula Heon. That was actually a recommendation from work.
Cool.
She had a pop-up shop over in King of Prussia. There's a store she has. I went to check it out. It was really cool, really awesome. It's cut and sewn women's wear, sourced in Philadelphia. She goes back and forth to New York. She's a busy woman, but she was able to provide some good advice. The same advice that I keep hearing over and over is be prepared to work 24 hours. So, that was pretty cool. That was a great experience.
That's awesome, man. And I think with entrepreneurship, that's the thing. Like a lot of people claim, I want to be an entrepreneur, but and they think like, oh, I'm working for myself and everything. And a lot of people tend to think it's a cakewalk. It's like, oh, it's my company. I can work when I want to. It's like, but when you're first starting out, that's a great saying right there. Be prepared to work 24 hours a day, because you're going to be working like a lot of people hate to work even a 9 to 5. It's like, well, when you're an entrepreneur and you're building something for yourself, especially when you're starting out in the ground phase, you're going to be working more than 8 hours a day.
Right.
And that's like people I know that are successful entrepreneurs. They tell me the thing that drives them is at the end of the day, they may be working long hours, but their name goes on it at the end of the day. They're building a piece for themselves, whereas like they're not working all these hours for another employer.
Right.
That's the thing that drives them.
The way I see it, you work the long hours. That's saying mainly for the beginning. You work the long hours in the beginning so you can get somebody else to do the job that you taught yourself how to do.
Right.
Exactly. You don't got to work those long hours for the rest of your life either. It's like it wouldn't be efficient if you were. Like that's the thing. Like people, that's eventually once your business is able to like almost be like self-sustaining, like you can hire other people once your business grows big to run that business for you. And like you can still be involved, but you don't got to work them long hours once you get established. But
reach a certain level. Yeah.
Good point.
All right.
What's the call? Just to add on to real quick to this one. So now, I mean, like I was telling Stephen, I know a thing or two about working a little for my own because I have worked for my own in the past, as well as for like my desk company and all that. But I mean, no way like an entrepreneur or like some like big time boss. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the point, and like me and Steve always say, we're definitely inspiring entrepreneurs like yourself, Derek. But here's the thing, right? When you work for 9 to 5, it's like you feel like if there's like a crisis going on, and let's just say like the ship sinks or something's going a little hard, you don't have to really. And you're not gonna blame anybody else, but there's higher ups and all that, so you're kind of protected in a sense. But if you're on your own though, you got to be the captain of your own ship. So it gives you some leverage, some flexibility, but you got to be a lot more on point for everything. And to keep a business is even harder starting one. That's number one. Seriously. And number two, like you said, you got to work a lot of hours and put it in. When you get to a certain level, yeah, you bring people in too. But I mean, the only thing really is a difference. If you're a responsible person, you can do it at your own pace. So yeah, you can take some time off a little, a day or two, chill, but you got to really meet the goals, the deadlines, and execute the plans, like you're saying, Derek. So that's where that's what I've seen the biggest difference between working for like a person or a company or whatever, somebody else, and working for yourself. Even if you're working with a friend and just for a day or two, do something, like a construction or something, or a job somewhere, or do some kind of promoting, and he's paying you, like they're bringing you to their organization, or whatever they're doing team. But when you're on your own, that you can, chill. But the key is to get up early in the morning and get a lot done. Like me and Steve were discussing a few weeks ago about like getting up, you get your workout done, you get everything, coffee set up, now you got your plan right now, you start your day, and then you accomplish weekly. It's easier said than done, but that's how I think that's a good way to start it. Like I said, because you're on your own, but that like you can't really say, okay, well tomorrow, because then tomorrow never comes, you're screwing up now. You got to really stay on top of your things. You can take a day off though. Whereas in a 9 to 5 job, you got to report in, and just to request off, you got to get vacation time and all the other good stuff. So
yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic. Working,
different lifestyle too, a little bit. Yeah, working. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, working with your friends.
But I will say this though, Derek, that he does 9 to 5 could definitely prepare you though, for sure. It's just that some people stay longer than others. Then some people have more of a knack, others take their time. Everybody got qualities and skills and like abilities and capabilities. Just some people use it differently, and some people are better off in 9 to 5, or some people don't want to work themselves. That's totally fine too, completely fine.
Yeah, it's the same concept. As long as if you think about it in your 9 to 5, you're basically constructed to meet hard deadlines. If you can do that, on your own time, you can train yourself to meet these hard deadlines on your own with your own motivation.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Formula.
Exactly, man. And a lot of times just day jobs are required when you're first starting out a lot of times, because I mean most people don't have the cash, they don't have the cash flow to just drop everything at the drop of a hat and take a big risk and just start a business. Most entrepreneurs, they kind of just start while they're working a day job, and that's usually a lot of time, just from like experience and just talking to most people, that's usually how it is, man. But yeah, man, for sure. And you're completely right. Yeah, like if you can meet hard deadlines in like a 9 to 5 environment, just taking that energy and transferring it to your own time when you're outside of office hours, you're building it for your brand. That's
right. That's how you build generational wealth, Steve, to kind of add on to a little bit of that. So yeah, I definitely like how that kind of goes. And like you said, I think most entrepreneurs that I know started like that a little. Very few were like already, I mean, some definitely had like almost like a job guaranteed, or like, somebody that they were cool with, or a family friend or whatever, or family hired them. But then a lot of them split, because also to know when to leave and start your own thing, it's important too. You never can say I'm ready. You just kind of have to go to flow and think. If you think you're ready, then go for it. Sometimes overthinking doesn't always help. So
all right,
taking steps back.
Yeah, man, definitely. I know a lot of people I know who are like in like fashion and stuff like that. They get a lot of inspiration from like traveling and stuff like that as well. I just know from knowing you like a little bit, Derek. I know that you travel here and there. I've definitely seen some. I know when I think the first time I met you was in we had a class at Ambler, and I think you were actually out the first week. You said you had just been in Italy like the week prior or something like that. I remember that.
I was in Milan.
Oh man,
Milan, Italy. Yeah,
Milan is nice, bro. I've been in Milan one time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful place. Beautiful.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's George, you actually lived in Italy for a little bit, not Milan, but you lived in Italy, right?
No, I didn't live in I lived in North Italy as well, though. But Milan is like more north. I live in Northeast in a city like called Udine, near like Venice. But I went to Milan once when I was like, a little younger, and I remember like I even have pictures there because I got an aunt that lives there. Man, it's like New York, bro. Big ass apartments, bro. A lot of
Yeah.
beautiful places. It's like skyscrapers and all that. But it's like a between modern and it's kind of like old school Italian type of architecture. But I mean, definitely fashion wise, they're one of the top cities in the world because Fashion Week, the whole modeling week, all the models go there, or like the big designers,
Yeah.
and all that. So in Milan, you'll see Drake and like Mayweather in Milan somewhere shopping and chilling. You might actually run into them. And the club scene there, it's crazy. One of our friends, right, Derek, that he's actually a friend of mine, he's Albanian as well. Guy named Mario. He's a huge fan of the Milan team, but not AC Milan, Inter Milan. So he's big on that. And I was reading that a lot of soccer players go to clubs. There's a club called Club Hollywood. It's literally Hollywood, bro, Milan. So if you ever go back there, man, check it out. Look it up. I'll send you the link or whatever, because I actually have some links for that club. Okay. So when we go to Italy, I guess, guys, we'll head off some spots. Right now we got to get it going, get busy.
I've been dying to go back. Seriously. When I went, it was Fashion Week. I was there for a film festival, a fashion film festival that we were nominated for an award for. And I went over there. They said A$AP Rocky, Rihanna, and a few other people were there. And I thought that was just like awesome to be like, hey man, what are they doing here at the same time? So I really want to go back.
Same places, same circles, like the big time celebrity listers. Yeah, it happens like that. So you're right about that. And I'm sure you saw a lot of different trends there. Beautiful clothes, people dressing some stuff, you know what I mean? Like definitely shows. You see all the models and all that they go to the runways, they walk, and male and female models, but it's definitely dope, bro. It's dope. I mean, have you been there,
I was gonna say I knew you had to have been out there for Fashion Week, man. I knew it because I was like, man, like it's like around the same time. But Milan, it's just like you always hear about Milan. It's like being like a fashion like capital, man. It's just like all like you hear about all this stuff, just kind of like as George was kind of saying there. Man, that's awesome though. But like throughout your travels, you gain like it probably also helps to give you like some inspiration as well. That's what I said. Like most people I know that travel, like they're always like gaining some inspiration every time they travel.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Definitely helps out. You get to see different cultures. Yeah, you definitely get to see different cultures and just kind of get to see. It's like it makes you like understand like you just where you live. It's just like there's a whole big world out there. And trends are so much different, man. It's like when you like leave your own area because there's so many people like that never travel. They stay in the same spot. They go to the same spots, but it's like you definitely that's what most people I know that are in fashion are like. They gain inspiration for traveling because they're like you see so much stuff. You see so much other stuff out there than like when you're just staying in your own area.
Especially coming from Philadelphia.
Yeah,
you stay here too long. There's no telling what's going to happen to you.
So. Exactly.
You're right about that, bro.
Exactly. You just never know, man.
Yeah.
I was in the most recent place I traveled. It was a little bit back. It was a few months back. I was like in late October, early November. I was in Miami, but a lot of people from Philly were like there too. Like people were just like talking to people, and you would just see like they're like, oh, where are you from? Oh, Philly. Oh, me too, and stuff like. But
Miami,
yeah.
Miami.
Even down there, you just see like a little bit of a different trend. I mean, it's different than Philly, for sure. Because Philly, it's like you're right though. It's like you stay in Philly too long, you just never know what's gonna happen to you up here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys want to hear something crazy though? Speaking of Milan, I mean, sorry, Miami. So before the podcast, earlier in the day, I met up with a friend of mine who's from Philly, but he's a DJ now. He DJs a little in Miami. Yeah, so he's living in Queens, New York City, and Philly, a little bit of both because he has a place there too. They're in Miami, him and his wife for about close to like a month, most of February and like a little bit of March. And he said people right now are chilling and partying, shirts off, bearing no mask, go out there with the pools, the water in the air, just chilling. Like the people are DJing. So what we're doing here is one thing. Miami's somewhere different. No one, no fucks given about COVID. And I was like, damn, that sucks. I was like, hope you got tested. No, he said, we're good, he said. But I mean, and he said the place I was DJing, it wasn't a lot of people, but some of those places are almost packed and it's Miami, but we're still technically in the middle of COVID season and all these other stuff is going on. So I was like, wow, man, Miami gets down. They don't care about what's going on.
Yeah, man.
You've been hearing about it in the news too. Florida's pretty overpopulated as far as like the tourists are still going. See, COVID is still nothing down really. Like people still went out there.
Not down there as much, I guess. But yeah. Do you travel to the West Coast at all, Derek? Like Vegas or anything like that? Like Cali?
My favorite place to be, the West Coast.
Oh man, yeah, that's
you got the West Coast swag a little with the head backwards.
Yeah, It's my favorite place. It is the best place on earth in my eyes, the West
Well,
Coast.
Vegas, yeah, or just West Coast in general.
Cali got
The
nothing.
West in general. I go from Cali to Vegas, Vegas to Cali.
That's my next move, man.
That's
Vegas and Cali.
You listen, man. It's a rule in my head now. When you go over there, you can't just go to Vegas. You gotta go to California. If you go to California, you gotta go to Vegas. You have to do it.
I told my friends that I was like, if we're making a Vegas trip, you might as well make a few days out in Cali, because that's what I said. I'm like, yo, we could grab a rental car and just freaking go from Vegas, drive 5 hours over to Cali, stay Cali half the, like, you could go to Vegas for half the week, you go to Cali for half the week. You might as well do both while you're out there. It doesn't make sense to go out to one and not the other.
Yeah, and you only need the rental in California. In Vegas, they take you anywhere you need to go.
True.
As long as you got the right amount of drinks in your system at the right time, you get wherever you need to go.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, man, for sure. Because I think you had some posts out there. That's why I was asking. I'm like, man, you've been to the West Coast, man. And everybody I know that's ever been out to the West Coast, they're like, yeah, it's like their favorite spot in the U.S. And like that's what most people say. The Southwest United States is like the best place to travel in the U.S.
Yeah, because
nice. Arizona,
when you come from a city or urban dynamic, you go there, you get the same thing plus everything you have to travel for. You live in Philadelphia, you have to go to Wildwood for the boardwalk. Then you gotta go to this beach for the clean beach. Then you gotta go downtown Philadelphia. Or if you live in Westchester, you have to do this to come to the city. But you go out there, you get the beach, you get your downtown, you get your strips, you get everything you need. All in one spot.
Right? Yeah, Cali.
Yeah.
Cali's nice, bro. San Diego, San Jose, all those places. So many different cities you can check out in Cali. Huntington Beach. Have you ever been to Huntington Beach, Derek?
Mm-mm. I haven't.
Yeah, no, I know. You were just in Arizona too, man. How was that?
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool, man. Different vibe out there. Extremely different.
I hear
it's like that. It's like I said, you coming from the city, you used to everything being close and you can see things from far away. If you type something on the map, you're driving, it looks like you're going to end up. You don't know where you're going, and then you get there, and it's like, oh, it's right here. So yeah, Arizona, I loved it though. It's a place to be. I would move out there after everything settled down and get your life figured out.
There's a lot of people from Philly actually that like move out to Arizona, like that. At least that I've known personally. They say it's a really, really solid vibe. Actually, George, Heath used to go with his his roommate had moved to Arizona. He used to go to California, my buddy Heath, every single year to go visit an old college roommate of his who lived out in like Orange County. But the one year he went out to I think his roommate moved to Arizona now, so he went out to Arizona and he hiked like around that area and everything. He said it was beautiful. He's like it was a whole nother vibe like onto itself.
Seriously, man. The food out there was amazing. There's a lot of I don't know if you guys are familiar with the slang term glizzies. There's a lot of glizzy spots out there. I don't know what that's about. Arizona's glizzy town.
That's funny.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. For sure, man. Yeah, I'll definitely have to make my way out there. I've heard some great things. I heard even that whole like little section, like you got Arizona, you got Colorado. Like I heard people for hiking, like Colorado's a solid spot as well.
Scottsdale.
Yeah, Scottsdale, Arizona. Yep, for sure. I'll definitely have to check out that whole area. That's like my next mission is like Southwest US. Because I've actually never even been to the West Coast. Like any place I've ever traveled, I mean, I've been up and down the East Coast. I've never been to the West Coast though. Like that's definitely got to be my next move. Southwest.
Yeah, it's beautiful over there.
Yeah, Arizona's a great place, bro. I heard like you know what I heard, bro? I heard that there's some places there everybody got a gun, but nobody uses it because everybody's like so cool to each other. There's not a lot of like drama. I mean, there's crime and all that, but not like the way it's out in Philly. So it's like if you don't mess with them, they're gonna mess with you. So they have whatever they have, they're strapped there. You're cool. Like you actually don't have to really worry about getting set up or robbed or hurt. I mean, obviously there is some spots and all that. Obviously, there's hoods or areas anywhere, but it's chill. I heard, and only state or one of the few states maybe in the country where you can be a felon and actually have a gun still. That's what I actually heard. So I was like, wow, really? Just some interesting insights that I've read about and I actually heard from credible sources and people. But I heard the weather's gorgeous and I heard it's really nice there for real. So like especially Phoenix, Arizona, and Tucson. What city did you go?
That was Phoenix.
Phoenix. Oh,
Phoenix is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. It's a lot of great places, a lot of great places to travel out there, man. By the way, what are you drinking on the other end, man?
Oh, right here. This is actually Don Julio and limeade.
Nice, man.
Still celebrating. I'm still celebrating. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. To any of you guys out there, this is Derek's 30th. It was a couple weeks, right? A couple weeks ago.
It was on the 19th. Yep.
You took
Nice,
30,
man.
bro. Wow.
Happy belated birthday, man.
Thanks.
birthday, dude.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
God bless.
That's why he was out in Arizona. He was out there celebrating. 3-0 is a big it's a big day.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, George can tell you too. George, you're what, 32, right?
I'm 32. I'll be 33 May. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gonna
man.
travel a little more as the years go by, bro. Because I mean, it's never really too late to travel, but a lot of time you get when you're young, you're not gonna get it. So it's good to travel as much as you can, even at a little younger age. And we're all three of us are approximately near the same age. So it's like like 32, 33, 31, 30, 29, and you're 28, Steve. You'll be 29 in October. So
yeah, we're all like a couple years apart. It's funny. It's like 28, 30, 32. It's like a little couple.
Little chain reaction.
Yeah,
exactly. So this is the time to travel a little and like enjoy it now, because I mean, again, your best years sometimes are young, but we're also at an age where we can still learn a lot and be old enough to know better and like be more experienced and mature, but also young enough to still learn new things. So you go to another country, another spot, learn about their culture a little, about the states, like they're saying, it's different vibes up there. You go to Italy, you want to learn Italian, you're saying, Steve, a few words would help. I know this girl that travels a lot. She was telling me a lot about going to different places, actually learn a few things. And I mean, she travels a lot, even has a blogger page about traveling. And I see some of the beautiful places, man. But I look at it this way. I want to go to Philly first and then PA, then expand, more like the country, like go all over the US, then go out at the continent more, and then go out overseas, like go to Canada. Our Canada is gorgeous too. So
yeah, you guys have just like kind of off the record, you guys have like any travel spots like that, like outside the US? Do you like on your bucket list any places you guys kind of want to go?
Brazil, Holland, and Thailand for me, and Holland preferably Amsterdam. But I got a lot of spots. I've been to a few places. It's just I haven't traveled a lot in like the last 10 years, except for like here locally in the country.
I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to Tokyo, like Japan. And I also want to check out New Zealand. I've heard New Zealand's beautiful.
Yeah, Australia.
Yeah, I've heard some beautiful things like Bora Bora and all that, man. The Maldives in Southeast Asia. I heard the Maldives is beautiful as well. That's like a solid spot, I think. If you're going with like a partner, or you're going with like your girlfriend, fiance, I think the Maldives is great for that. It's like a good honeymoon spot too.
Yeah, I want to check out Fiji, Tokyo.
Tokyo is definitely nice. And it's also a big fashion spot, Derek. Tokyo, Sydney, Australia.
Tokyo, yeah.
Malaysia. Yeah, Tokyo. Anyone I know that's been to Tokyo, they say it's such a friend. Like Japan, just in general, is such a friendly area. It's a friendly country.
I heard a lot of fun things about Japan. I heard my friend of mine, he went to Japan. He didn't want to come back.
Right. You can even drive like Mario Karts there. It's crazy. Yeah. They have like a Mario Kart setup where you can like drive like real Mario Karts.
They dress you up too, right?
Yeah. I've heard some great things.
China and Japan are definitely cool, bro. I definitely go to China one day when things clear out a little with those nonsense and madness going on in the world. But definitely China, Japan, though, for sure. Japan out here, bro. In Japan, it's so clean. They say you could, something can fall on the ground, you can get up, pick it up, eat it real quick. And they say when you go to certain places there, it's extreme quiet. They appreciate every event. It could be a concert, an opera, a play, some theater, a fight, a basketball game or a baseball game. Like baseball's huge in Japan, and the crowd is so quiet. Here, we're very passionate. We're a lot more loud in America than in Japan. That's a given. That's a fact. So.
Yeah, I hear people in Japan are very, very friendly as well. They're always willing to help you. They're always willing to help. Like if you're lost, like they'll always help tourists. Like they're very, very nice people.
Japan is not for like electricity, and it's not for technology. So yeah, they're definitely very obviously they're very intelligent people as well. Very open-minded to things. Very advanced and all that, and also very friendly, outgoing.
Yeah.
Pete's been in Japan a couple times, so
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. So I know we just kind of like I said, it's just kind of improvised here. Like we're just we're talking a little bit about your company. I know before we did wrap up, there were some we were gonna talk about some I just did some research, so I was looking at like some fashion trends for 2021. I'll spit some out there. You guys can tell me what you think. I see certain things are kind of making some comebacks the remainder of the year, but I was doing some research. I was looking for like spring, the summer, the fall, and stuff like that. One of the things I saw, they said floral shirts are going to be like a big thing this year. Like they said, it's kind of already been like kind of big the last few years, but like the 1970s look, they said it's going to be. And I heard another thing is, you know how like a lot of people been doing the no-show socks, like the last few years, like no-show socks. I heard that they're going to be like kind of diminishing. It's not really going to be a trend after the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of something I kind of saw. I know what would you say like for you guys, like what's like, do you guys have like a typical style depending on like the season or anything like that? Like what do you guys like to wear? Like it's I know, you know, a lot of people have like, you know, extensive closets, they wear different things, but what would you say is like a classic, like depending on the season, what would you say is like Derek, is like something that you would you like to wear?
For me personally, it's just a slim straight denim, pair of casual sneakers, just a t-shirt.
That's man.
I'm a uniform guy, so I don't like to put too much thought into my outfits. I like everything to look the same, like
That's
everything
cool,
to
man.
fit the same. I don't care if it's the same color. I'll buy it twice.
That's what's up, man.
Is the shoes. The shoes are your mood.
Yeah,
They show how you feel, and then the rest of the outfit just falls together.
100%. Shoes and like accessories can make the outfit pop. Like I know shoes for sure, man.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Yeah, I like that, man. Like I'm kind of the same way, just like a denim, like just because you can. I mean, you can kind of wear denim like almost. It's like all year. Like I mean, obviously when it gets kind of hot, but like they said, one of the things that they're going to be doing this year is mid-wash denim is going to be a big thing this year. They said so. Like obviously dark denim, you know, when it's hot out, it can become somewhat like irrelevant because when it gets too hot. But like mid-wash denim, you can even wear in the summers and stuff like that. But I'm kind of the same way, man. I'm like a sneakers. Like if I'm going out somewhere nice, man, I can rock like a solid pair of Chelsea boots with like some denim, man, and just like a nice crisp t-shirt. Kind of the same way, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I like to keep it clean, keep it simple. Like I said, man, I believe everybody's a cartoon character. I think you need your look, you know, and that's what you go for. You wear the same thing. You wear the same thing 2, 3, 4 times. As long as it's your look, it's you. Ain't nobody take it away from you.
Exactly. That's how people remember to identify you as too. You know what I mean? Maybe they see you out, they'll be like, oh, you know what? Like they know you have like a certain look or whatever. But that's yeah, for sure. How about you, George? You have like any certain look that you like all year round, something that's like let me say like versatile.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, since it's spring, I just kind of go with spring. So in the spring, like you said, bro, depending on all, let us say like on a normal day, because it could be cold or warm, really, but like a nice little chills day, you know, it's like not too cold, not too warm, not too, you know, not rain, nothing. It depends what I'm going, but let's just say I'm going somewhere around here. So maybe like depending like you know, those jeans are like either like some like Levi's or some of those, you know, like I like True Religion jeans as well, and Levi's or some a normal pair of like nice jeans with, like you said, like some either some I actually have a pair of Louis, which I don't really wear as much, but some nice shoes, you know, or a pair of nice sneakers. I'm not gonna wear Jordans if I'm a little more sort of between preppy and casual, but if I'm dressed a little more urban street, you know, urban type of wear, like a nice little throwback shirt, and then I'll wear some Jordans and some, you know, sneakers that go with the type of look or outfit that I've on. So back to what I was saying, I would wear like some kind of jeans, you know, maybe like a little sweater with like a white shirt underneath, or one of the sweaters, you know, kind of like a button ups, you know, and a watch. But those types, I wear like a nicer watch, not this. This is more for like, again, sports wise or just more relaxed.
Yeah.
Like a little G-Shock.
G-Shock.
G-Shock, yeah, it's a white G-Shock.
G-Shock.
Casio.
Yeah,
you know, a chain. I'm definitely a chain guy. I mean, I'm rocking chain right now, but I don't necessarily wear chains or whatever people call bling bling, you know, if I'm dressed a certain way. But sometimes you can be dressed more cool and preppy and wear that. And you know, made that famous as a rapper, Kanye West, wearing those, you know, those Apollo, the teddy bear shirts, the sweaters back in like 03, 12, 6. Kanye was doing that big. And they were always accepted nice then. And then Kanye kind of changed his style a little, and then he went to some other stuff, but which we're not going to get into right now. But yeah, you know, like, everything sort of changed. Again, Kanye still has a nice wardrobe to this day, and nice in fashion and classy and stylish, but he just, like, he literally lost his mind. Literally, he lost his mind and he found it again. So, you know, that's just kind of what happened. And yeah. But yeah, man, it depends. So like, I mean, and when it gets a little warmer, I keep like a nice little button-up shirt. You know, it depends. The ones that like palm trees on it, or the ones that are more solid or polo, A friend of mine.
Floral shirt. He gonna be in the trend. You gonna be in the trend.
Yeah. Yeah. A friend of mine gave me a nice shirt like that. I think I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a polo, but it might be Ralph Lauren. I'm not sure, but it's nice. So it's like a medium green, yellow, red and blue, and a little white. And he ironically matches a pair of sneakers that I have real nice, except they don't have yellow. So they have the blue, the white, the red, and the green, but no yellow. But they still match enough. So that shirt, for example, with sneakers and a nice pair of sweatpants, or I'm still not sweatpants, jeans or pants, you will be, it'll be really nice. I feel like, And funny thing is, I haven't worn this shirt too much, and whatever I bought recently, I really haven't worn like that. So I'm just kind of waiting a little bit to, get back
Right.
to everything. And I mean, knowing you, bro, would be great because I can ask you some pointers. And if you guys are still any kind of product, I'll definitely check it out more now that I know you a little more. So we're in business. We're in good hands.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Exactly, man. Style is subjective, man. Like it's so whatever. I think your style is pretty it's not too formal, George. It's like it's like a nice, like relaxed fit. It's just it's just that's kind of like how I am too. Like a lot of people like think like, oh, like have a sense of fashion. You gotta like people like get it misinterpreted. They're like, like you gotta wear a suit, you gotta be like this. It's like, nah, not everybody's interested in like the formal look all the time and stuff like that. And I mean, honestly, it's not always comfortable for everybody either. It depends on who you are. Style is subjective, so it's whatever fits you. And it's like you said, Derek, it's like people start to associate. It's whatever works for you, and people will associate you with that style. They're like, oh, that's how you dress and everything. It's just.
Oh yeah, how you dress definitely can be associated with how you really are and what kind of individual you are, where you fit in, what they classify you as. If you dress like a biker with some chains and like a little bandana, you have a tattoo, and you look at your mustache, you might think, well, he's a biker, hard rocker, some dude, some prison dude or whatever. More preppy stuff and polo shirts, and you were like, like some like not even capris, but like say like like shorts, they're like really nice, like brand like Explorer type of stuff. If I think you're a fisherman or a kid who goes to college who goes to fishing after school, like there's different trends that could be classified in a certain way. But you said it's subjective, and I mean, I think what to do us here have a decent sense of fashion, but it's good to talk to like-minded people and try new things out. So I love looking at how people dress. See, I never judge nobody, he dresses this and that, because I mean, it's always improvement. Even some dude out there, whoever he is, didn't dress his best, for example, you don't know that he's George, he's crap or he's trash. You might assume that. People always assume, and that's a mistake. But maybe just dress more down one day. At my old job, when I was working for the PNC Bank, Washington International, the finances, they would give you a dress down day on Fridays. I would still wear suits oftentimes or dress nice, but I would dress down a little. But people wear Jordans. I mean, one time I wore like a more relaxed shirt, like a little two button up, button up shirt, a watch, and some silky pants, but they weren't like too formal. And I wear shoes, and then one time I wore sneakers. I know they don't go that well, but sometimes, hey, why not? It's a Friday. Who gives a shit? I dress literally sharp as hell every day of the week. Why can't I be a little more different on a Friday? People be like, nah, this doesn't take that off, and critics only got something to say. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's good to change, I like change sometimes.
I know. James George. I know. He likes to kind of like go outside the box with his style a lot of times. Like he'll try to start like I wouldn't like say like he'll wear things that like most people aren't wearing. Like he'll try to like wear like a certain type of a shoe with like he'll wear like dress pants and a t-shirt, and he'll like try to like just kind of like play with different types of style and things like that, because like I guess just to kind of see what he likes and stuff like that. Like, and then like he doesn't care what other people will say, just kind of like try to like create like his own sense. Like he knows what like he likes and stuff like that, but he'll also try new things to kind of just see if he can like he's like, you never know, you might wear something, put something together, and you're like, oh, you know what, I like this, but you never know unless you try, and they try to reinvent your style and stuff like that.
Sure.
Which is pretty cool.
Style, bro. People should not feel embarrassed or ashamed to wear something. They don't feel like it's like a hat or something, or it's been a while, the hair longer. You always play around. There's different wear types. I mean, whether it's accessories or a bag that goes. Some I've seen like some hoodies and all there, type of like jackets put on it. It looks like they have like a whole bag, like an Explorer bag, but it's thin.
A lot of people I know are scared to experiment. Like they're scared to experiment with their style. I know a lot of people like that. For sure, man. It's just like a lot of it's a big realm. There's a lot of different things you can do out there, and you can just gain inspiration, like you were saying. Like you can just gain inspiration from many people.
Yeah,
different types of people, man. For sure, man. Well, it's like there's a lot of trends coming up this year. I think this year is going to be more of the year of like, especially like with last year too. It's going to be more relaxed fit types thing. So a lot of people, we figure for like the last decade, like skinny jeans were a big thing, and like tighter clothes and more tailored. Now, like what I'm seeing is like a lot of relaxed tailored type fits, like from like the 80s and 90s, and like you saw like sweatpants were a big thing last year. Sweatpants were definitely something that kind of like I like, especially with like COVID and like everybody staying at home, sweatpants were like a big trend last year
Last year.
for
2019,
sure. So
2020
it's
for
like,
Europe, 2020. I mean, it's changed a little, but yeah, sweatpants got bigger again or came back. A lot of the sneakers, like, and this is also not necessarily last year. This is probably for like the last 5, 6 years, but certain Air Force sneakers got a little more, came back out. Definitely the Adidas track suits or pants that like even like the long johns or the ones you wear like the shorts and then you have the ones that tight underneath that a lot of athletes wear. Those types are in fashion. Colorful sneaker. It's not just about Jordans or those really cool sneakers from like the 90s, 2000s, early 2010s. Now it's about the new swag and style of sneakers. So I think you know what I'm talking about, Derek. Is it's like those I forgot some of them. Even New Balance are coming back, believe it or not. I used to wear them in '05. So it's like 2005,
Yeah.
now 2000, it's almost 2000. I mean, it's 2021 now. It'll be 2022 in a few months. And styles, come back and go. Even the gold chains that hip hop used to wear back in the day are coming back, making a comeback. But in the late 90s, 2000s, that stuff was dead. It's all about like the platinum and all those, those big bling bling chains, like the bling bling ones or the ice. Like Lil Wayne and the Cash Money Millionaires would wear that. Now the whole chain game
Number
is
one stunners.
yeah, huh?
yeah,
Number one stunners.
Number one stunners. That's right. Yeah. Number one stunners like this. Like that shit will look so cool in videos and everybody will have one. Little do they know that a lot of times the rappers, although they had some of their own stuff too, a lot of times it was like they only had one, but they look at it, a lot of them because they're rented or given to them, they're borrowed for video shoots. You really
Yeah.
know that. You gotta really know about that. You probably will know that because you know
That's
about
the
the
smart thing to do.
Huh?
That's the smart thing to do.
Yeah. Rent them out a little. Rent cars and clothes and wardrobes. Matter of fact, though, and you probably would know about this firsthand. A lot of guys, even these days, there's special companies and wardrobes. They'll give it to like some close to rappers, either whether they buy them, they hook them up, like give it to them for free, or maybe even like rent them out. But it's like they do it because they'll shout out like the wardrobes and do a little video on IG. Like I seen some dude from he's like I forgot. He's like from the Wu-Tang Clan, a guy named Shaheen, but he's not really part of the Wu-Tang. He's like one of the affiliates. He said, shout out to the guy, this, for hooking me up and this and that. And he gave out a wardrobe and some stylist, and they had him nice and fresh. So they still do that. They work with certain people or athletes, whether it's a sponsored deal or not, but they work with them and hook them up with clothes because this person is an athlete, a rapper, a singer, a celebrity, or an actor. So they still do that. And I mean, they take care of you. But smart thing to do is to definitely rent some of the chains. Although a lot of guys back in the day, a lot of rappers and big time stars had their own chains to begin with. It wasn't like rent. It was bought. It was real. A couple million. There were fake ones too. We know how it is. We know how it was back then.
Yeah.
Stuff was going on. So
yeah, no doubt, man. That's just how they do it, man. They'll give out free stuff, but it's like publicity, man. Hey, it's free publicity at the end of the day. Like
publicity because they want to do business and get shout outs by the big artists. So it's all a scheme. It's all, trust me. It's like I give you something, a hand for a hand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Seriously, I mean that's just like how it goes.
Yeah. What do they say? All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. I think we covered a lot of good stuff tonight, man.
The podcast, man. I mean, before we move a little farther, did you want to ask anything else for Derek? I mean, I'm sure there were some more questions, and we still have a little time, but we covered some nice. We covered the ground,
Yeah, man. I'm glad Derek, you were able to come on, man. I'm glad you were able to talk a little bit about the company you're working with. It's you and three of your friends, right?
Three of them, yep.
Three. Yeah, man. I'm glad. And that was you said it was 1921 Greg Street was where that inspiration kind of came from with the 1921?
Yep, 1921 Greg Street.
Cool, man.
Temple.
Yeah, man.
Derek, you said you're from Philly, right? But do you live in Philly still currently, or you just out of the city?
I'm from Philadelphia, yeah.
Oh yeah, so you say you're from the Mount Airy area, correct?
Uptown, yep.
Uptown. Oh, okay, that's a nice part of town. I was just out there like 3 days ago, bro. 3 nights ago. Man, sometimes you got to go downtown or travel around Philly on a chill Tuesday night. It doesn't have to be a weekend either because that's more packed than a weekend. You just go out there get a little vibe, come right back home, listen to some music, get some work done. I went to a Target downtown because my friend wanted a game from that Nintendo Switch. That shit's getting traction. People are liking that. The Nintendo Switch zone.
Okay. Yeah. They cool, man. I remember I was at Howlin' Ray's, this chicken spot in LA with these long lines, and these two guys are playing a Nintendo Switch. It was three friends. One guy's holding it, and the other one's playing each other. I thought that was awesome.
You can play as you're walking.
Different.
Right. That's
Yeah. It's a different style for sure, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're not too far from you, Derek. Yeah, we live we're in Northeast Philly, so George isn't too far from me. What are you, George? Like 15 minutes? Not too far.
I'm like, I'm like maybe like a 15-minute, not even on a good day could be like 14 minute, drive about that. It's a nice long distance, but if you take the right streets with not too much traffic, you get there pretty fast.
Yeah, we both live in the Northeast, but obviously like we're on like kind of like different sides of the
opposite ends.
But the opposite ends or whatever. But
he's more like more like towards like Pine Valley near the Fox Chase area a little bit, but he's more like this way. So it's
we
see each other. A lot of times it's common ground too. So we'll definitely link up with you sometime. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea. All three of us go for a drink and whatever, whether it's like a coffee or just like we did with James one time with brunch. It could be a night or day thing and talk some shop more. You know what I mean, Derek? Like discuss it.
Yeah, I'm open to that, man. Just
give me
Steve, a call. Just give me a call and set it up. I'm always down for a drink.
Definitely, man.
I'll hit you up on IG, and then we can do that as well, or Facebook as well. But definitely, if you want to set it up, Steve, you got it.
Maybe I can introduce you to my mentor one of these days, Derek, because I feel like you guys have very, very like similar like mindset. Like he's a real cool dude, got a lot of connections as well. Real chill dude. George has met him as well, man. But
he's definitely a mentor type, bro. Great guy. You and him would get along really good because very similar types of ideas and like I said, being you're a little bit younger guy, he can also give you a lot of pointers, and it's like I'm sure he'd like some stuff you're doing and ideas, as far as like the progress, the clothing thing, the graphic design. But James does a lot of things. He's a very open. I mean, like an open book.
Man.
Yeah,
cool dude for sure. Well, I'm glad you were able to come on, man. I'm glad you were able to share a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your company. We're able to talk, just kind of improvise, just kind of talk. Like I said, the first thing I just remember about you, man, is when I first met you, man, is just travel. Like I knew you like or something to travel, man. I remember that. It's funny, man. It's funny how you meet people, man. I built some solid connections at Temple, man. I'm glad we were able to reconnect, man, and just kind of collaborate here. And I thank you for coming on today, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. I think everything happens for a reason, man. You reached out to me. I thought what you were doing was cool, so I thought it would be great to be on there and help you out. So I appreciate you reaching out and opportunity to help you out and talk here. So
no problem at all, man. And if you ever need my help in anything, man, you feel free to do the same, man. Reach out to me, man. I guess just as like George, you want to add any closing comments as we kind of wrap up? We usually just wrap up for like a couple minutes. I don't know if you have any shout outs or like any closing comments before.
Actually, I do, but I also want to also let Derek before like we kind of move on a little. So we got about, I think we kind of slowly ease out a little bit. It's 8:18. We got a few minutes left. I want to give some shout outs, but first, did you want to edit anything else, Derek, and some shout outs, and also other than the shout outs, also promote your pages a little as well, and then I'll go.
Oh, you want me to do my shout outs first?
You can go first. You can go.
All right.
Let's hear it. I'll go.
Everybody follow VSN 1921 on Instagram, on Twitter, VSN1921.com. It's the website.
Nice.
Shout out to my whole team and vision. That's it. The top.
Keep your research going. Stay focused. Like you're saying earlier.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Word. Cool. All right. So you guys heard, IG, Facebook, check out my friends, our man's, website and all that. Some good stuff going on. I actually want to give just a small shout out. So I want to give a shout out to my one friend. His name is Adam Nichols. He does something called, he's got like a little mini brand and a company called Unanimous Graphics, and basically graphic design, like you're saying, Derek. He does a lot of like the shirts. So you give him a shirt or you tell him what you want. He can put it on like exactly how you give it to him, but he needs like a picture to see it and all that. And you know how it goes with the whole graphic design. He hooks it up, hoodies, hats, accessories, and all that. He even gets hooked, people have with sneakers. Like some people get sneakers, you can put like a little design on the actual sneaks that they're plain or whatever, or a different color and all. But mostly clothes, and actually, menswear, for females too. He done hoodies for me. He's done some nice jackets, some nice because I do MMA. I'm into mixed martial arts and fighting too. So he'll do like hoodies for my workout Johns, training stuff, gloves with like different things on it, like designs, and that's pretty dope. So shout out to Adam. Also, shout out to my friend Tren and She has her own business as well. Like, she does some photography, and she does it's called Faux Tao Bay, and it's like like a salon and all that. You know what I mean? Like it's somewhere in South Philly, and like I said, she does good things. We'll probably have her on a podcast as well. Self photographer, definitely a few things. Actually, Steve, next time I'll actually tag her. She can actually help us do a little bit and push the page around a little bit as well. We spoke behind the scenes, but it was just too fast, and me and Derek already pretty much here. That's why he didn't really, start off. But next time though, next week, we could probably tag her. She could share some of our pages as well. So yeah, shout out to Thao. And she's been helping a little with some of my MMA stuff, some pictures and all that. So again, very multi-talented as well. Shout out to my friend Nicole as well, Nicole Harris with Boss Crown Jewels. Like we had her a couple weeks ago. And yeah, man, again, it was great to be back here though, and you can obviously follow also on the Locked In podcast on the Instagram. I think it's Locked In.
It's the _locked_in and then _
podcast. Yep.
Yeah, on IG. Yeah, we have
and on Facebook, Locked In podcast on Facebook. The Locked In podcast.
Yeah, I usually like to shout out like guests that came on like the previous week. So like next week, Derek will shout you out. But unfortunately, last week we didn't have an episode.
It was a no-go.
Nobody really to shout out from last week.
Damn, missed my spot. I know you.
Well, shout out twice. Yeah, shout out Derek from last week. So the episode that was supposed to happen last week is happening. It just happened now. But
we just switched the rotation a little. It's all good, bro. Maybe it was meant to happen because everything kind of went in place and actually went happened for a reason. It went well. I mean,
for a reason.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
A reason.
They know more.
Exactly. Hey man, yeah, no issue at all, man. Like we hadn't had a postponement in a while, so I'm like, it's no big deal. You know what I mean? Like if things happen, things come up. It's not. I was like, you know what? Better preparation for this week. That's just how I saw it.
I was under a bad cold last week. I had to call out of work. And I was still going to go through with it, but I'm like, man, I don't think that's a good idea to be hacking and coughing all on the screen doing it.
Yeah, we'd rather you be 100%. I'm like, I'd rather
you yourself, bro, without being sick. Because I mean, obviously health's number one, and although you probably could have done it, you might have not been the best idea. So maybe it's better that we waited, bro. Yeah. Give us some time to prepare. We haven't missed a beat, and honestly, most of the shows between episodes 11, which was like over 10 episodes ago, we only had like 2 we didn't have a guest. So almost every show has had a guest since about since like December. Actually, before that, since like November, really.
Yeah, so, it's been a while.
It's been a while for sure. So
yeah, I'm glad you're able to come on, man. I don't really have like any crazy shout outs this week, but guys who follow us, anybody watching, if you're seeing us on YouTube for the first time, if you like this video, guys, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, turn them notifications on. We post live content every week, so you guys don't want to miss it out there. Like George was kind of saying, you can follow us on IG at the_lock_in_podcast. We also have a link to our personal website on there as well, where you can check out lots of cool different stuff that we have. We have like a little bit about us, some recent episodes. I'll make sure to get this episode up on there as well. We actually have a little. Yeah, we actually have a little Locked In podcast merch store as well. If anybody's interested in just buy, it's just our logo on some things, but if anybody's interested, and then obviously we have the Facebook pages as well, and then our YouTube page. So, if you're seeing this, you're probably watching on YouTube, but just check us out. Check out Derek's company's page as well. You say it was VS. What was the website URL again, Derek?
VSN 1921.com.
Cool. Yeah, check out Derek and his friends. Check out their website.
Make sure you subscribe so you can get the answers to all your questions that you asked earlier about what's coming up next. So it's going to be some cool stuff happening. So sign up.
You heard it there, guys. Some cool stuff going on behind the scenes. I checked out the website. A lot of cool stuff looks like going on there. So be sure to check that out, guys. No doubt.
Sure. Check out our stuff as well as the Derek's. And Derek will probably do some more promoting, man. Even like me myself, sometimes I might promote some stuff for whoever we had the previous episode or 2 episodes ago on our page. But I'll be having some, technical difficulties with Facebook. But everything's good now, though. I'm actually back on, so everything's well. And real quick, Steve, do you want to give a smaller birthday shout out to it's actually it's the little girl's birthday today. It's actually a friend of mine. It's his daughter's birthday. So happy birthday to Autumn Holloman. Happy birthday. And she's 6. So yeah,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
young girl. And I think we're as far as everything else, everything is pretty good, man. I mean, I guess we have like a couple minutes left, a few minutes. If you guys want to add anything else, I mean, We good though, but definitely want to, like I said, promote the page a little, and we're probably good again because it was a very good episode. I'm sure people will like it. So and it was a very relatable episode. Who doesn't like trends and fashion stuff? In 2021, come on now, let's be real. So
yeah, exactly. And Vision's a real cool company, so I'm sure. Yeah, like I said, I've seen some of your stuff and real cool stuff. Looks like you guys got going on. I don't really have anything else. Again, I just want to thank Derek for coming on. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
yeah, we appreciate your time, bro, and all your insights, man. We got Holy Family, Temple here. So yeah, 3 alumni. Let's do this.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if there's nothing else, guys, I'll just wrap this up by saying, have a good night, guys. Enjoy your weekend as well. And to everyone else out there, have a great night and have a great weekend as well.
Thanks. You do the same. Everybody.
Yeah, guys.
All right, guys. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Later, man. All right, Steve-O.